Britney is a pop icon who has worked in entertainment since she was 10 years old. She has sold over 100 million records, many of these before she'd even left her teenage years. She's won 6 MTV Video Music Awards, made 9 studio albums, with 10 tours visiting 40 countries. So for now, put to one side the arguments, lawsuits, tabloid headlines, and even the hashtag. This is a story about a girl named Britney who wasn't just lucky, she worked damn hard. This is Britney Spears, The Come Up. Britney Jean Spears was born in 1981 in Mississippi, but grew up in Kentwood, Louisiana. She has 2 siblings, her older brother Brian and younger sister Jamie Lynn, both of whom would go on to work in show business. Brian behind the scenes and Jamie in front of the camera. Their upbringing was fairly conservative and traditional. Britney was raised a Baptist and sang in the choir at church. Now imagine this for cuteness. She made her singing debut at 5 years old, taking to the stage at her kindergarten graduation, and went on to win her first talent show at just 6. The road to success was rocky though, and it was at just 8 years old that Britney got her first rejection. Her mum had driven her over 500 miles from Louisiana to Atlanta to audition for the Mickey Mouse Club, but she was told she was too young for the part. However, the twisted hands of fate didn't entirely fail to deliver as she was introduced to Nancy Carson, a talent agent from New York. Nancy suggested she enroll in a performing arts school. Britney and her mum then spent 2 years travelling between Louisiana and New York City while she worked hard honing her skills in performance. 2 massive breakthroughs happened for Britney in 1992. First, Nancy Carson would get her and a young Natalie Portman a part in the off-Broadway production of Ruthless, the musical. And in the same year, aged just 10, she appeared on the talent scouting reality TV show, famous for supporting so many baby-faced celebrities, Star Search. She managed to win 1 episode, but was beaten in the second week by fellow contestant Marty Thomas. Marty would go on to work on Broadway himself with Wicked. But when speaking of his Star Search experience, he says, "I remember walking off stage thinking, she's going to beat me." Becoming more resilient to knockbacks, Britney returned to audition for the Mickey Mouse Club that year alongside 40,000 other hopeful kids. And this time, she got the gig. The people of Kentwood was so excited to see her succeed that in 1993, the mayor named Saturday, the 24th of April, as Britney Spears Day. She lived in LA for 6 months of the year to film the show, alongside her fellow Mouseketeers, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, and future boyfriend, Justin Timberlake. Sadly, after just 2 seasons, the Mickey Mouse Club was cancelled and Britney returned to school in Louisiana. The pursuit of fame was causing financial tension in the family, and according to the Framing Britney Spears documentary, her father Jamie often felt concern over how they could afford to make Britney a star. In June 1997, Britney was in talks with manager Lou Pearlman to join the female pop group Innocence. Britney's mum asked entertainment lawyer Larry Rudolph for his opinion on whether Britney should join the group. Larry hadn't seen Britney since she was 13, but after hearing a more recent recording of her singing, he decided he wanted to pitch her to record labels. She would need a professional demo made, so he sent Britney an unused song originally intended for Toni Braxton. She rehearsed for a week and recorded her vocals in a studio, then travelled to New York and met with executives from 4 music labels, returning to Kentwood the same day. 3 of the labels rejected her, with one of them saying audiences wanted pop bands such as the Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls. And, quote, there wasn't going to be another Madonna, another Debbie Gibson, or another Tiffany. 2 weeks later, Clive Calder from Jive Records gave Britney a month to record something the label could make into a commercial success. She worked for a while with record producer Eric Foster White, who pitched her tone up and helped shape the iconic voice we know today. Legendary songwriter Max Martin was working at the time for Jive Records and had written a song for TLC and the Backstreet Boys called Baby One More Time, which the bands had rejected. After some debate, the song was offered to Britney instead. In 1998, she hit the road and toured US malls to launch her solo career. On the 28th of September 1998, Baby One More Time, the single was released and went to #1 in several countries around the world. A star was officially born. The iconic music video was released nearly 2 months later and premiered on MTV. Things might have been very different though, as originally the idea for the video was Britney versus an animated monster. Thankfully, according to Larry Rudolph, Britney decided her fans wouldn't go for that, and the rest is history. Britney's success led to a support slot with NSYNC on the second leg of their NSYNC in Concert tour. She did 38 dates with them, during which her and Justin Timberlake became the hottest couple at the time. The Baby One More Time album was released on the 12th of January 1999 and went straight to #1 in the US, solidifying Britney in the history books. Her second album, Oops, I Did It Again, sold 1.3 million copies in the first week, making it the fastest selling in the US by a female artist, a title then claimed by Adele in 2015. Britney's natural talent for performing and her dedication to hard work established her as one of the world's biggest pop stars. But she's achieved so much more than her musical success. With her Hollywood film debut in Crossroads in 2002, her record-breaking commercial collaborations, and role as a judge on the X Factor USA. This is alongside the legacy of musicians who cite her as one of their major influences. Of course, history is filled with gritty headlines, but the pop powerhouse that is Britney Spears has managed to achieve so much, despite the messy relationships and media harassment that would have caused many of us to crumble. So, here's to a new era for Britney, a little less toxic.